YouTube, I didn't see you guys there. So we are doing Visitors Video Vhursdays. Welcome back.
Yes.
This is officially video number 5.
For our first announcement, what we're going to do is we're going to release a single in March. And we want you to stay tuned for that, as well as all the funny videos that we're going to be posting from now until then, and then even later than the single. So just stay tuned for that. And until then, in this video, we're going to show you one of James's many talents. He's going to do a magic trick for you, and you're going to enjoy it. Stay tuned.
Alright, so without further ado, we present to you James Keeney.
Hello everybody. So for those of you who don't know, before I started doing music, I was actually a professional magician. I was sponsored by a website called illusionist.com. You can get a bunch of cool magic tricks there. And so I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do a magic trick today. So yeah, we'll get straight to that. Alrighty, so the cool thing about this trick is that there's no gimmicks to it at all. You can use any deck you'd like. And you can just borrow a friend's deck if you're in the middle of playing a card game and be like, hey, I've got a cool magic trick I'd like to show you. And you can just use any deck, and it doesn't have to be in any particular order. All you have to do is you spread out the cards just like this, and I'm going to go ahead and ask Johnny behind the camera here to pick any card out of the deck. Alrighty, and yeah, go ahead and show that to the people out there. Go ahead and memorize that card, both YouTube audience and Johnny audience. Johnny, do you have that card memorized?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, so we're going to take that, and Johnny, so what I want you to do, you can cut the deck anywhere you'd like, and go ahead and put that card in the middle there, wherever you'd like. Alrighty, beautiful. Now, obviously, there's no way I could know where in the deck you decided to cut. Now, obviously, like, I say that, but of course, doing magic and being a magician, I could somehow figure out some sort of gimmick to figure out where in the deck your card could be. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to go ahead and have you go ahead and continue to cut the deck as many times as you'd like. Alrighty, there. We're good there?
Yep.
You sure?
I think so.
Absolutely positive.
Absolutely positive.
Alrighty, now here's where this trick gets cool. I'm going to read your mind. So, the way this is going to work is I'm going to go ahead and spread these cards out the best I can to have all of the cards facing up. Now, just to make sure, because this is an old deck and the cards tend to stick together, can you see your card within this
Yes.
pile somewhere?
I can see it.
Alrighty. So this is the way it's going to work. I'm going to scan my finger over the card slowly. And both you YouTube audience and Johnny, what I want you to do is I want you to think in your head the word stop when I go over your card. Okay?
Alright.
I know that sounds weird, but just think in your head the word stop. And the other thing I want you to do is, Johnny, I know you YouTube audience, you can't see this, but Johnny, I want you to make sure that I'm not looking at you at all when we're doing this, so that there's no like tricks here. Did you do it?
I did it.
You did it?
I did it.
Okay, I know it sounds weird, but I want you to think stop louder and make sure it's only, I feel like you might have done it over another card just because it was in your mind to say stop. Try to do it only over the one card and just really loud in your mind.
Alright.
You gotta work with me here, okay?
Alright.
Okay. I feel like it's definitely somewhere in here. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. I need you to kind of like shout in your mind. I need the YouTube audience to help me out here too. Just shout in your mind the word stop when I go over your card, okay? Okay, don't think it early. Okay. Just try not to do it unless I'm over your card, okay?
Alright.
Is that your card?
That is my card.
Alrighty, so this is a really simple trick. You can use it on your friends, and it's a really fun one because of the fact that it really does have a real feel to it, because you're allowing them to mix up the deck themselves, and the trick seems like there's no way you could possibly know where the card is. But it actually uses one of Magic's simplest, most simple tricks, I guess. So there's something in Magic that magicians call a key card. And a key card is a way to keep track of your audience's card by using another card. So a key card is usually located at the bottom of a deck. So the way this works is you either memorize the bottom card before you start the trick, or as I like to do it, usually before I start the trick, I'll give the deck a shuffle, just because it's a fairly normal thing to do, to shuffle up a deck before you start a trick. And in shuffling it, as I'm squaring up the cards, I just peek at the bottom card. So in this case, the bottom card is the 4 of diamonds. So as the magician, you're memorizing the 4 of diamonds. And so then you're going to spread out the cards, and it is real. They can pick any card in the deck. Now, if they do happen to pick the last card, then when you pull all the cards together, you just, once again, as you're squaring up the deck, you're going to look at that bottom card. But they can pick any card. So in this case, let's just say they pick this card, the King of Clubs. Alrighty, so then what you're going to do is you're going to inform them that they can cut the deck wherever they'd like. So now what you've done is you've placed their card, the King of Clubs, on top of the deck with your key card, the 4 of diamonds, on the bottom. So now you've given them the sense that they can cut the card anywhere they'd like, and it can go anywhere in the middle of the deck. When in reality, by them doing this, they're putting your key card on top of their card. So now, if you were to look through the deck, the King of Clubs falls on top of the 4 of diamonds. Now, this is where Magic always takes a bit of a risk. You now allow them to cut the deck as many times as they'd like, and shuffle it up. Now this is real. They really are cutting the deck. They really are shuffling it up. Now, being a magician, having done this trick and tricks similar to it many times using key cards, it's about an 85% chance that they're not going to cut in between your card. Every now and then it happens, and when it does, it's a little embarrassing. You play it off, you're like, oh, I'm sorry. But 90% of the time it won't happen. So they can cut the deck as many times as they like. And then the rest of the trick is pretty self-explanatory. You spread out the cards, and you try to make it so that all the cards are visible. And while you're doing this, you explain to them that you're going to read their mind. And I've done this many different ways. Sometimes I go on a little tangent about how I have a connection to the cards, and the cards can have a connection to them. And this is one of those things where like acting falls into to Magic. You can kind of make it your own. So as you can see, we've got the 4 of diamonds here. And so as you're spreading out the cards, you're looking for the 4 of diamonds. So their card was the King of Clubs. Normally you wouldn't know that, but you know because it's on top of the 4 of diamonds that that's their card. So you go over the cards with your finger, and you tell them to think in their mind the word stop. And when you get over their card, you can either pull it out, or like I like to add in a little bit of drama, so I tell them, you know, that I didn't really hear them, I need to say it louder. And the second time I go over, I pull out a section of the deck. And I tell them that I really need them to shout the word stop. And so as I go over it, I know that the 4 of diamonds is my key card, so this card has to be their card because it falls on top of the key card. So as I go over it the final time, I know that this must be their card, and I pull it out, and of course, Everyone was amazed that somehow, amongst all the shuffling and their own decision about where they're going to put the card, that I've managed to pull out their card, the King of Clubs. So there's your trick. Go ahead and use it on your friends. Have fun with that. And keep watching Visitor Video Vhursdays.
New videos every Thursday.